One Piece Bounty Rush, Nusturo Meta, Hell. What do these three things have in common? Hackers? EX abusers? Wealth, fame, power, all valid conclusions and all irrelevant because the only one I see is the fact that Shiryu puts in work. So, I decided to climb rank again for the first time in a couple months. And I know I could just use Shiryu on one hand and Ice Balls on the other, but that's weak. Alright, why would I come back to this game just to do something I've already done back in Kizaru meta? So I'm handicapping myself. Again, no EX, solo queue only, and I'm gonna prove that no matter how bad the meta is, no matter how many obstacles are in your way, as the great Jaguar D Saw once said, ain't nobody born into this world to be a meta slave. Here we go. Alright, so Shiryu is locked in for my team, and he's good. With enough finesse, he has the potential to 1v1 anyone, with the sole exception of Samurai Gandhi, of course. So I'm off to find my secondary. Now the meta currently is very much first to cap C flag and hold it down wins, and Shiryu could usually challenge that first skirmish, but no, not anymore. No one can. So we're gonna have to play like a fucking rat. They know, please! Fuck! It went really well. This goddamn horse made me D-rank like 4 fucking times. And don't get me started on he who shall not be named. Why is he back? He should have been lost and forgotten to time. I'm talking Void Sentry, no poneglyphs. Fucking hell, those goddamn Kizaru's.
May his name be forgotten forever.
Also, when did Whitebeard get so good? I mean, I ain't complaining. Oyaji is my top one from the old gen. W Whitebeard, you know what I'm saying? But with all this meat on the table, Runner was just not going to cut it. So I ended up taking a peek at what defenders I could use.
Man, this some old bullshit.
Okay, I do think Lilith and Stussy might have been able to do something, but I am not wasting frags on them.
Also, I need both hands to play the game.
Which leaves King Neptune as my third best defender. And he's kinda...
Doodoo garbage.
Also, I need both hands to play the game.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play Runner. Or I guess I could have gone double attacker, but only psychopaths do that. Thus, I return to the same problem. Where am I gonna find a character who could handle Nusturo, Kizaru, and Whitebeard? And that's when I decided to consult the source material. How did they beat Nusturo in the show? Well, that fucking tracks. The man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. Confucius. Egghead Zoro.
What?
Yes, you heard me right. He has everything he needs to counter Nusturo. Let me ask you this. What is Nusturo's name? I'm not talking about the one Oda gave him. I'm talking about the one that came before that.
Samurai Ganji.
Yeah, he got that double type advantage, son. In theory, at least. He wasn't that good either. But at least I could now do something against a fully built Nusturo, and that's all we ever asked for. I even gave him a set dedicated to killing Nusturo because he was useless against Whitebeard and Kizaru. Although he did suspiciously well against Blackbeard. He really might be a police officer. Very rarely would I pick up a Nusturo kill with him, but when I did, shout out Uncle Ruckus. Oh, fuck, bro. It is so bad. I cannot be this loud, but you better be scared, player 5, because you next, son. Alright, y'all are using demons. I'm using the King of Hell. I own you.
No matter what you try, no matter when, no matter how hard you work, I'll always be a step ahead of you for one simple reason. And what's that? I own you.
And so, with this new, tiny addition, I managed to break the cycle of deranking and finally climb. It was a mistake. I should have stayed in S+. Every game was a Record of Ragnarok deathmatch. I literally learned things about my opponents. For example, if I ever survived longer than 45 seconds against a Nusturo, they had a dented cranium. I felt like L. Oh, you went to secure a kill instead of defending the objective. there's a 96% chance that you'll Kira. And those were for the uneventful games. Then you got your goon squads pulling up with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, combined with teammates who are just playing for fun, guys. Okay, I'm a hypocrite for that. I can't complain about that. But at least I can still complain about the hackers. And as many as there were, no amount of hackers, teamers, or jobbers could stop the climb, is what I thought, until I reached the 1K mark. Holy shit! I was stuck in there for 500K! 500,000 battle score. The closest I ever hit to gold 2 was like 1,700. Or less, because I can't even find the footage of it. I was stuck in here for so long, I began searching for a secondary who became my primary secondary. Meet my boy KFP, Kentucky Fried Pineapple. All I gotta say about him is, fuck Confucius. The man who chases 2 rabbits. Man, shut your bitch ass up. This whole time it was just a skill issue. Anyway, compared to Zoro, Marco doesn't fight Nostro as well, but he's better against Kizaru, thanks to his 2 unconditional bonus lives. He's also not a racist, which is a pretty nice bonus. And whoa! Marco! Where did all that meat come from? You better answer me, son, before I turn into Peter Griffin up on this bitch. The games continued, and as it did, it was clear as day that the needle had barely moved. My elo had taken more twists and turns than the fucking stock market. But what more could I do? I'm at 600K battle score, and at this rate, it'll take 6 million to reach diamond. I don't even know if that's physically possible. So, I dragged myself into the next match, and the match after that, until inevitably, I ended up with this. Yep, a 4-stack party 40,000 stronger than ours. But if you think I'm throwing in the towel just because of that, you're not a real One Piece fan. Game starts and I challenge mid-flag, weaving both Nostros. I pick it up but give Kubo ample time to set up his versus shock and waste my dodge. Psych! I get a sneak attack, and now I'm halfway to unlocking my kill mechanic. Skill 1 comes up just in time, and I patiently wait and watch as she burns both her dodge and skill into thin air. Nostro clips me and removes my stealth, but kindly gives it back 1 second later. Nostro throws everything in the kitchen sink at me, only to rest in pieces. Bitch! Boom! B-flag secured. Law teleports in and drops the Rock'em Sock'em on my teammate. I try to stop him from picking up our flag, but realize too late that Gear 5 was the one actually picking it up.
Damn it, he got me!
Before I could do anything else, Kizaru respawns and gets his revenge on me by tinkling on my forehead, ending my first life. I respawn as Marco and dash straight for the back line, somehow tank Kizaru's skill 1 and knock him down, letting me capture their base. I waste his team boost and try to kill him with mine, only to remember that I'm using Marco. We already know how this canonically ends. Kubo respawns, and in my split-second decision-making, I regretfully opt to step out of the treasure area, letting it teleport somewhere else. I stall a little bit longer, and after a 45-second slapping session, I run out of lives. I respawn just in time to see the Kubo I sent back here obliterate my Gear 5, but redeem myself by stabbing a child in the chest. And I send the inferior Bounty Fest back to spawn. Drop down expecting Law, but it's Kizaru instead. Inspect the surroundings and realize I'm stuck between dick and ass, and they're about to collapse on me. Clip Kizaru for a healthy 5k, enabling my team to hopefully deal some damage with a skill.
He did 1 damage.
And at that point, we've lost all momentum. Down 1-4 with 30 seconds left. I try for our base flag before a Nostro can plant their fat ass on it, but it's pointless. Enemy team gets the 5th flag, and I head out, trying to see if there's anything I can do. But there's nothing you can do in the face of both Nostro and Kizaru. I lie down and accept my fate. Hey man, my team fought well.
This off my chest.
I can't complain.
That shit was not my fault. Y'all are trash.
I can't complain it. Oh, hold on. This guy fucking sold. This guy sold us.
And with that, I fell off 1K league score. For like the third time that day. Yeah, there was nothing special about that particular match, right? There was no stakes, no narrative importance there. That was all just a fake out death, and I thought it was a fun match. In fact, I thought that match was so fun that it actually fired me up. And after 30 minutes of playing, I was touching 1500 elo again. But then reality struck. Now listen, I ain't no stranger to a losing streak. It is what it is. But there comes a certain point where it's just not fun anymore. I queue up, and I get 5-0'd. Then I queue up again. I get 5-0'd. And then I queue up again, and run into a hacker, and get 5-0'd in 30 seconds. Make it make sense, man! And honestly, yeah, it is what it is. But then I got cock and ball tortured.
What? That actually didn't feel half bad.
Again. Pick up. Again. Pick up. Again. Pick up. Again. Pick up. Again. Pick up.
Oh, my piece. Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Tell me, Tana P, was my hope for the F2P players nothing more than a childish delusion?
You should kill yourself now!
And then he gave me another hacker just to solidify my 4-loss streak. Thank you, Tana P. Man, I'm done. I quit this fucking challenge, bro. I'm done. Alright? I should have known this challenge wasn't possible.
That is the sentence of God. But if your dream still lives, if that castle still gleams just as brightly in your eyes, then it is your obligation to lay the stones that surround you now. Let us begin the chant of offering.
Whoa! Oh, shit! Uh-huh. 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 Got his ass. Got his ass. Woo-wee, mama. Yep, I got Sengoku in 2 multis. Now, I did hear he was kinda mid/ass, but I figured I could make it work. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough frags to level 80 him, meaning I would have to pull him a second time if I wanted to use him this season. So before I decided to go all in, I figured I should learn his kit. Oh my god, finally.
Sengoku! What are you doing, Goku?
I'm just gonna quit this challenge. Fuck it.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains.
Percy Bysshe Shelley. It is a story about the fleeting nature of power. Any gacha gamer knows this by the term power creep. No matter how much you like a unit, no matter how much you spent on a unit, they will fall out of relevance. But there are good ways and bad ways to do it. One bad way is to release a brand spanking new unit that's exorbitantly OP and expensive, forcing most players to either pay up or quit the game. The good way? You buff old units. And now, on March 24th, the King returns. Out of here. Oh shit, a ton of treasure meta. Wow. Don't even matter, son. Don't even matter. We're gonna be here until the end of time. No, don't. Just don't pull me. Just don't pull me. Just don't. He got 12. Ooh, I'll take it. Woo!
Hey, that's pretty good.
Approved.
Die.
Who I kill? I don't know. Bitch! That's who.
Nice.
Like a good king, he brought prosperity to his subjects. I truly believe that Bounty Rush is a completely different game with a shit meta. This season had one good F2P accessible unit, and I hope I managed to convey just how much of a difference that one makes. You don't have to be pay to win, you don't have to reroll, and above all, you don't have to like the game.
The final tally of games this season was no less than 365. Before King's buffs, he went 66 wins to 104 losses. After it, 118 to 77. And yet, even in the deepest pits of his despair, not once did he resort to using an EX character.